be a top 32 player, and then you just have too many players. They can't be in top 32 anymore. They have to be in the top 64, and then it ends up being later. But here we go.
Yep.
Into game one. It looks like we do have the Thatch.
Okay.
We do. I told you. I love Thatch.
I mean, he's the one player that will lock in Thatch on screen.
I mean, on screen, fair. Fair. I was like, oh, there's a few.
But as far as I know, like, oh, okay. All right, fine. Llama. Yeah. Of course, can't forget about that. But it's been a bit since I've seen I'm Llama in doubles, anyways. But yes, but he's also been locking in Snake Eyes. A little different, right? You gotta have courage to lock in Goblin Thatch.
I mean, or you're just a different.
Ooh. Yeah. Speaking of which, Clem going down there off the right side of the stage. Parallel has been on 2 stocks for a little bit, but it's 5 stocks to 5. And as much as we were talking about how Blasters doesn't get picked anymore, this is Blasters versus Blasters here going into game number 1.
Look at that. You see, I'm like, why do people say it's not good in 2s anymore? I don't. Does that not show you?
We can't do this because we just agree. we can't even have like a discussion about this because everybody else is just kind of like thumbs downing it. Yes, no, Blasters still have a lot of strength there, right? They just kind of knock out a little bit less early. But you know what? A Blaster recovery off the top of the stage in the Blast Zone is still going to knock you out in yellow. It's pretty brutal. And the team combos there coming out, especially from Spear, allow you to ladder your opponents up so well that we got a situation where it's 4 stocks to 3, maybe 4 stocks to 2 at this rate with how much damage that SillyGobi's taken.
Just able to get those staircases, those ladders, all the way up to the top KO box, and it really is felt in bounds here as we see a ground pound coming out from Impala, trying to get the stock from SillyGobi, wants to go for the pogo, can't quite get it. SillyGobi manages to sneak on stage, but Parallel actually ends up doing a little bit of friendly fire there to go ahead and remove the stock from the partner.
But the ground pound comes through and it actually cuts through both opponents on the opposing team, gets some damage over onto Impala and takes down Clem. Impala could go down to 1 stock here, and SillyGobi and Parallel have a chance to isolate Clem, get that team combo possibly. Double edge guard opportunity. Can SillyGobi get it? No! Doesn't get it, and Impala nares his way back onto stage. Parallel does get that ground pound again. That was a really interesting chase dodge mix-up. Whoa, Parallel? That was your teammate.
Yeah,
oh,
anyone can get it, bro.
the strong hit of that side stick still actually came through after the interrupt there. So even stocks across the board. Still a good lead for the blue team, though.
Clem, get this one here. Impala with the follow-up and the side air to go ahead and make sure that that stock was taken as Clem and Impala are able to secure that first game. Pretty chill, honestly. I didn't feel too worried for them throughout that.
They had some really great team follow-ups there. Watching Blasters do what Blasters do best, which is just take out stocks in orange off the top of the stage was really nice to see. And the Barasa lock-in as a sort of like... it was becoming a Cross alternative pick when Cross was getting a lot of targeted signature nerfs, but Blasters wasn't getting hit that much. People were like, okay, well, what do we try? A higher defense legend, and Axe is becoming meta now, so let's lock in Barasa. I think he has a lot of strengths there. And also, as far as team combos go, the reversal on the Axe neutral sig is one of the best in the game when it comes to knocking out people early off the side of the stage. We haven't seen that from Clem just yet, but I could expect to see it a little bit more as we go throughout the set. It's 1-0 for Clem and Impala here in this best of 5 so far.
Yeah, we're watching Parallel and SillyGobi trying to get their bearings here, trying to get some control of the stage, maybe even start a team combo. If SillyGobi can get a neutral light or a D light, can give a potential handoff over to Parallel, but so far it hasn't really been that. It's been a lot of side lights and down airs, and they are perfectly good moves, but they don't lead to the conversions like these do.
Was he? Okay. What happened there where Clem was getting set up for the down sig? Was there supposed to be a downlight sider and Impala just didn't let
Yeah, there was just a D-light and then just left.
Yeah, okay. So he just drops it there. One of his jumps were gone. Recovery comes through, though. That takes Parallel off the top of the stage. And SillyGobi looking for a weapon. Gravity cancel downlight and gravity cancel sidelight actually covered every space that SillyGobi could have possibly approached the platform by, and he gets caught by the sidelight there. Nice job with that dare Sair. Okay, that could connect. They could get a double edge guard here. Can Gobi get the knockout? That sider from Parallel was very well placed. Evens it up 4-4.
Yeah, and especially in the kind of bottom part of the Fortress of Lions, that slant really just means that you bounce off the corner and go straight down. You have no chance of making it back there. And so just like that, we have ourselves a tie battle as Parallel is pogoing to filth here.
Whoa, he misses the jump though, and that pogo doesn't connect. The recovery somehow beats out the bow recovery. That I
Forbidden.
I think it was because he was riding up the side of the stage. That's like, I actually think that was a line of sight thing. That was crazy. I have no idea how that beat that because I don't know. We'll have to look at that again. Anyway, Size comes through. You and I both just being like, how did Bo ground
Like,
pound
what?
not win?
It never loses, dude. It never loses.
An unarmed uppercut's enough. Parallel letting a lot of these side sticks rip now. They're not connecting, but Clem and Impala can't get the knockout. That was a great save coming up from Clem, but that dealer recovery will be more than enough to take down Clem's second stock, and that side sig sends Parallel up into the sky. Can he get the knockout there?
See unarmed recovery coming out from SillyGobi, trying to get this weapon, manages to pick up those blasters, throws out a side air that manages to get a little bit of a chip onto Impala here, but SillyGobi on his final stock, just trying to maintain. Ooh, perfectly timed dodge there, and actually, that was kind of clutch.
All right, needs a team combo here, but can he do it? No, ends up just going for the weapon starve instead, and Clem just jumps to safety. Takes a little bit of damage, but not enough to go down to a stray signature hit just yet. Gobi fighting back, but that Sarah will take him down, and that's one of the reasons why Thatch isn't locked in too much is because even on this defense stance, you've only got 4 points in that stack. It's easy to go down early, and Parallel might be going down shortly afterwards. Let's see what he can do.
Ooh, and Clem manages to scout out that jump. Impala trying to hold the corner here as Parallel tries to find a way in, but Clem continuing the weapon starve. What is Parallel supposed to do here? Has to find a way back onto the stage. Use that unarmed recovery, burns a dodge, no punish.
Oh, no dodge from Impala.
Wait.
Dive kick comes through. I thought he was going to go for a ground pound, but he went for unarmed Sarah instead, and that might be the stock. Clem getting that recovery at the top of the stage. See, the move's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
That knocked out. I was actually surprised that knocked out.
Yeah, no, same. It was a good read, though, from Clem because it was kind of that situation where, like, the weapon was spawned right in between them. And in a lot of scenarios, it's like, oh, it's a 2v1. You're going to try to go for the weapon, right? So we saw the drift over to the right. Like, I'm not going to go for the weapon. It's a mix-up. And then Clem was just like, I'm going to read that and recover you for drifting into me. And that's how the stock just appeared there. So Clem and Impala looking very comfortable as they're moving on the verge of a potential 3-0. I don't know if SillyGobi and Parallel really have it figured out. I don't feel like sometimes you can watch the adjustments happening in real time to be like, oh, I think in this next game they got it like that. But I don't know if I feel that way going into game 3.
Yeah, they're keeping it close, but there's a lot of hiccups in their play style. There was a moment where like it looked like SillyGobi wanted to set up with some cannonballs off the left side of the stage, and he just ends up hitting both of them in the back of his teammate's head. And I was like, okay, and then he just stopped going for it instead of trying to readjust. And so I'm wondering if they have that, like you said, that adaptation that will get them a win, let alone a chance for this reverse 3-0. Because so far it's looking like this is Clem and Impala's game are set to win. We're going to game number 3. We got SillyGobi still on the Thatch.
Lions yet again, and Impala starting off extremely strong here. You see Clem trying to get the coverage, so much pressure, but the turnaround almost looking a little bit precarious. Parallel getting hit by that ground pound. There's so much scrapping happening on the corner of the stage, but it looks like Impala and Clem are going to be the ones to control the space here as, I almost said I'm Llama, as SillyGobi dashes in there with the
There's only 2. It's easy to mix them up, but yeah. No, I get SillyGobi getting hit by the down tick there. As he's still holding on to that first stock on the Thatch, but maybe not far afterwards. That side air comes through, sidelight nair puts SillyGobi into a range where you think even down air has enough force to knock out. He's trying to get something started. Side stick puts him off the side of the stage, and Parallel's just taking a ton of damage trying to find a spear.
Can we get a big chunky hit here? I'm surprised we haven't seen more side sticks coming out on the side of SillyGobi. It's one of Thatch's best boons in the kit there, but has been keeping it, honestly, relatively low sig count.
Yeah. Oh. And I think a part of that came from the fact that the friendly fire was happening, right? Neutralite's going to knock out Clem, holding on to center stage. Impala goes off the right side of the stage and actually gets reversaled by Parallel there. Good pogo. Little friendly fire afterwards, but the stocks are evened up, and now all the damage is on Parallel, which could be fine. Let's see what he can do. Good dodge. Tries to punish Clem, but Clem chase dodges right out of there after the down air connects. Really great defensive play from Clem.
Oh, potential combo opportunity. Parallel a little bit too close on the sidelight attempt there, and it gives up that opportunity for massive damage for the blue team. And now you can see Impala trying to follow up off Clem's hit. And honestly, a lot of stray hits leading to potential conversions, but just not quite clean enough on the sides of both teams.
Falling side air will take Parallel down. Edge guard from SillyGobi could turn it around. Does Impala go down there? They were both looking for it, but they're like, nah, we'll go back. We'll get a weapon. Parallel's back. We don't want to risk that. And SillyGobi is probably just going to get hit by a stray hit at this point. Impala, actually, nice job with that neutralite.
Oh, okay, and SillyGobi managing to get back onto the stage, but it's scary to throw out a move here. If you have blasters in hand, you're probably throwing out like falling side airs, jump down airs maybe, but an N-Light's gonna get punished. And so you're gonna see the stock fall there from SillyGobi. Had to make sure that one hit. And now Parallel with no dodge. Wow, the last hit of that blaster's down air actually almost spelled doom for Parallel, but...
Oh, what? Weapon throw to Clem? Okay, good snipe. And it's like the hardest weapon to actually snipe with.
Yes.
Considering you're just throwing throwing an orb. Falls with Nair, trying to get more damage into Clem. Okay, chance for the blue team here. We got to see them play the best that we've seen them play all set at this point. And I'm wondering what team combos they've been saving for here. Maybe it's just parallel, beating Clem in the 1v1, honestly, but Impala in the meantime has done a ton of damage to Gobi.
Yeah, I mean, so much damage. Ground pound hits both members of Team Blue. They don't have much stage control either. SillyGobi manages to get an end light that hits everybody, but then yeets the weapon away. Impala almost scouted that fastball, but didn't quite manage to land it. And there goes one, and maybe two here as SillyGobi can't make it back to the stage, and Clem and Impala take the set 3-0.
Yeah, that was it was very dominant for Clem and Impala there, which, after watching that, makes that Fred and Jeff win that much more impactful to me, because they're playing pretty good right now. Clem and Impala had their setups, especially off of the Blaster's recovery. We got to see a lot of team combos there that led to some early knockouts. And